Hello. So I just wanted to kind of review the research project that we're working on in English 12 reading. For those of you who are at home, I just want to give you kind of an overview. And for those of you who are in class, just want to kind of remind you of what we're working on and what we're going to finish by the end. Okay. So it's the research project for English 12 writing, period 7. So we're writing a research paper, 4 or 5 pages. That includes the first page, which has some information at the top, and then a works cited page, a page that has a list of your citations. And we're going to use MLA style, which is a kind of a format for a paper that is common in English classes. It's something you might be asked to use in a college class or in another English class. They might say use MLA style. So that's what we're going to do. And at the end, so after you've written your paper, the last week of school, the last 2 weeks of classes, we're going to do a presentation about research to the class. So you're going to talk about your research to the class. Okay, that's what we're doing in English 12 writing this fourth quarter this year. Okay, so your grade is basically going to be based on your research paper and your research presentation. And since the research paper is a big project, we're doing it in steps. So each week we're finishing one step. Okay. The first step was to pick a topic and a research question. So I want your topic to be something you're interested in, something you're curious about, something you'd like to know more about. And then you have to form a question you're going to try to answer. But it can't be an easy question like, how many legs does a dog have? That's too easy. It doesn't require any research. So a better question would be, how do dogs communicate with each other? Can they understand English? Right? Those are good research questions because you don't know the answer right away, but by looking for information, you can find an answer to the question. So that would be a good research topic, dogs, and the research question would be, how do dogs communicate with each other, and can they understand English? So the next step, once you have a topic and a question, is to find sources and take notes. So sources are articles or books or experts or videos about your topic that help you to find the answer to your question. And for this project, we're going to find 2 sources, 2 articles or 2 texts or books or journal articles about our topic. One of our sources can be from a Google search. So you can just type your research question into Google and find an article or find a web page that has some information, and you can take notes on that. But one of them is going to be from a database. So the database is a collection of articles and resources at the library. And the good thing about database articles is that they're written by experts, or experts have looked at them and said that they're trustworthy, they're reliable, they're accurate, they're true. So when you do a Google search, you don't know for sure if the article is good, if somebody just wrote a web page because they wanted to, but they don't really know what they're talking about. You kind of have to be a little careful with articles and websites that you find just doing a Google search. But when you find something from the database, you know you can rely on it. You know it's trustworthy. So we're going to start by finding articles, finding sources, and taking some notes. And when we take notes from an article, we write down the important things in the article in our own words, and then we can use those words when we write the paper. So it's kind of the next step in doing the research paper. Finding sources, taking some notes, and then turning those notes into part of our research paper. Okay. And there's 2 sheets that I've given you. One is to take notes from the source, the Google source, or Wikipedia, or something you find on the internet. And one is to find an article in the database. So if you click on the Google source, it shows you, you've all done that, most of you have done this already. Make a copy. and you'll see this sheet. You can put your name on the top, and you're just going to take notes for your research paper. So the source will be the article or the website that you're reading. This box that says important ideas and points or information, this is where you're going to write things in your own words that you learn about your topic as you read the article. And then over here, if you want to take a sentence or two sentences that you find in the article, you can do that. You can copy and paste them into this column, but just make sure you use quotation marks, right? You're going to put it inside of quotation marks so that you remember, I didn't write this, somebody else wrote this, so I have to make sure that I cite it correctly or tell where I got the words, right? Otherwise, it's plagiarism. It's a form of cheating, right? So we don't want to turn in a paper that has sentences that somebody else wrote unless we put them in quotation marks and cite them. Okay. This other sheet, if you click on database source, it's exactly the same, except it says you should find an article in the database, one of our databases. And our database is the library. So there's a blue thing that says find here. Click here to find an article in one of our databases. So if I click on that, it'll take me to the LEAP library research page. It's a little bit slow. And then each one of these is a database that has articles and information about different topics. So for example, I can click on the Encyclopedia Britannica link. I can open that. And then we're in high school, so I'm going to click the high school one. These will have the ones with the most information written at a higher level. So I'm going to click on high school. And then I'm just going to try to do a search for my topic. So some students are writing about the history of soccer. So I'm going to put history of soccer. And I'm going to search. And the very first article is about soccer. It talks about where it's been played, what it's been played. So I'm going to click on that. Okay, so you can see this has a lot of information about soccer and when people started playing it and where it came from, history of the early years. So I'm going to use this article as my database source. Okay, so that means I'm going to take this sheet where I'm going to take my notes. So I'm just going to split my screen a little bit. I'm going to pull this off like this. Whoops. Sorry about that. I'm just going to drag it down so it's its own page. And I'm going to kind of split my screen. You can do this on your iPad too. It makes it easier to take notes. Okay, so I have my article here and I have my notes here. So all I'm going to do is write in my own words important information I find. So for example, this says modern football originated in Britain in the 19th century. So I'm going to say modern soccer started in, it says Britain, so I'm just going to say England in the 19th century in the 1800s. Okay, so I took this sentence, modern football originated in Britain in the 19th century, and I put it in my own words. Modern soccer started in England in the 1800s. Okay, so I have some notes. If there's a sentence that I just want to use from here, when they're talking mostly about English and England, football in England. I'll go back at the beginning and find. This one says football is the world's most popular game in numbers of participants and spectators. So I like that sentence. So I'm just going to copy it. Control C. And I'm going to put it on this side where it says quotations exact. So this is a sentence that I didn't write. I found it someplace else. So I'm going to make sure I put it inside of quotation marks. And I might decide to put that in my paper. The other thing we need to do is get the citation. So that's the information about where the article comes from. And when you use a database, it'll make the citation for you. So this little box that has a check in it, it says cite. So I can click on that and it creates my citation. So this is the citation. So I'm just going to copy it. And I'm going to put it in this box where it says article citation. Okay, and then I'm going to keep reading the article, taking notes, finding as much information as I can. The more information you get, the easier it'll be to write your paper. Okay. Once you have notes, once you've taken notes and you've created your citations, it's time to start writing your paper. Our papers are going to have 3 sections. So the first section will be your introduction, where you talk about your topic. You say, my topic is, and then my research question is, and then you're going to answer the question, why are you interested in this question? Why is it an important question? Why do you think it's a question that's worth trying to answer? That's going to be section 1. In section 2, you're going to present your research. What did you find out? Can you answer your question? That's where you're going to use your notes to really try to explain the information you found. And in the third section, you're going to describe the research process. So you're going to kind of write about your experience working on a research paper. So you can write about, how did you find sources? Was it easy to find sources? Was it hard to find sources? Was it easy to take notes, or did you find that difficult? Or what did you learn while you were taking notes? You can write about the writing. So how did it go writing the second part? Like, was it hard? Do you feel like you needed more help? Was it easy? And then you can just write overall, how did it go? Was it fun? Was it an interesting topic? Do you feel like you have an answer to your question? Do you still have some questions that you want answered? Right? That's going to be in part 3. So here's an example. This is my example research paper. I showed it to you at the beginning of the semester or the quarter. Right? And this is the MLA style. So the MLA style is everything is double spaced, so you can see there's spaces between all the sentences. Up at the top on the first page, I have my name, Tom Doyle. I have my teacher's name, Mr. Doyle. I have the class. This is actually English 12 writing, sorry. And then the date. And over here, I have my last name and the page number. Okay. I have my title. And then I have my first section, introduction, where I kind of explain my question, why I have my question. My second section is my research. That's where I'm going to answer my question by using my sources. And at the end, I have a works cited page with my citation. So these are the articles I used to write my paper. So our assignment this week, so this is week 5, we're starting to write our paper, and students are writing their first paragraph. So the first paragraph, like I said, you're going to write about your topic, your research question, why you're interested in the question, and why you think it's important. And you can use this template. So I'm going to click on this link here, use this template, and you're going to make a copy. Okay, so you can use this where it says your name. Of course, you're going to write your name. Then leave my name, because you're supposed to have your teacher's name. You can leave English 12 research paper, and you can leave the date. Let's change it. I don't know why it says, I guess I wrote that incorrectly. Right? And then up here where it says your name, you can just copy, put your last name there, and it will automatically put that on each page. And then you're going to put your title. And in section 1, you can just start writing your paper. My topic is the history of soccer. My research question is, right? And then you're just going to keep writing that introduction. Remember, in your introduction, you're going to write about your topic. What is your topic? What is your research question? Why are you interested in this question? And why is it important? Right? So we're hoping to write maybe 5 or 6 sentences in our introductory section of our paper. Okay? And that's the assignment for this week. It'll be great if you share it with me so I can look at it and make some comments and suggestions. This week I'll be giving you points for finishing the first paragraph, the first section, the introduction. If you just share with me, click on share, and then just start typing in Thomas, T-H-O. Well, my name's not going to pop up because it's already shared with me. There, Thomas John. I just click on that and then share it with me. Then I'll be able to look at it and help you with it. Okay? So if you have any questions, please let me know, especially if you're at home. I'd be happy to sort of walk through it with you. We're spending a lot of time in school during our class time working on this, but I also have time from 9:15 to 10:15, Monday through Thursday. And then on Fridays, I have time. I can help you. I can meet you on a Google Meet if you need some help with that. Okay? Thank you.